Like you said, Highway Patrol was the only one going to stop Georgia.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast preview of the Southeastern Conference. Better call Paul Feinbaum, the SEC. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and with me today, my captain for life, Will Cotton. Will, how you doing as we talk about the big bad booty daddy of the college world? What's going on?
I've been waiting for the SEC all week. Let's go.
All right. So in segment one, we're going to give our initial thoughts on the Southeastern Conference. Segment two, major storylines. And segment three, we will make our season predictions. But first, let's give you the over-under. Alabama 10.5. Will, I can't see 11 wins. Can you?
I don't know how many years it's been to say under 10. I mean, 10 is what, 10.5? Yeah, it's been like
10.5.
Yeah, it's been had at least like 2 decades, at least. Not 2 decades, maybe like a long time. I'll just say that. But it's shocking enough to say. I'm gonna say, yeah, it's hard for me. I think 10. I don't think they get 11 or 12.
No, man, you got to get 11 to win, and I can't count 11. So I will probably take the under on that.
I mean, LSU, they could get a win.
Who's quarterbacking? But that's another. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Arkansas 7.5. 1, they tell me their quarterback's good. 2, they tell me their defense is good. That's a sexy pick for some people. Arkansas getting 8 wins. What do you think?
8 wins.
Sexy pick for some people.
I'm gonna take it. I'm looking at the schedule, and yeah, they could definitely get one. They say they're gonna lose at Florida. Florida is terrible.
Oh, sorry, we haven't gotten to Florida yet, but we will shortly. Auburn 6.5. America's favorite cheater is back in the SEC, and I can't see 7 wins for Hugh Freeze. Nah, Florida.
Push it good.
Florida's 5.5. Will, you're the closet Florida fan. What happened? Billy Napier, is he the right guy for the job, or it was so bad you got to give him another year?
I mean, you got to give him another year because I don't think they have a plan. I don't think they know what they're going to do. They're trying to figure that out this year, and they're like, all right, well, we'll do it on next year. But I mean, it's tough. It's tough. 5.5 wins. I mean, you want to believe in the name of Florida. You know, that's a staple, man. They're a blue blood. But I mean, it's difficult, man. But I will slightly take them getting the over. So give me 6 wins by Florida.
All right, Georgia's 11.5, and outside of Tennessee, they are playing a hot bit of nothing. So I will take the 12.
Yeah, for sure.
And watch Georgia all year.
For sure. Like you said, Highway Patrol was the only one going to stop Georgia.
Ouch. Because it's true.
That's right. That's it.
One of Mike's favorite teams, Kentucky 6.5. We're done with Kentucky. Their window was over about 2 years ago, and I have no interest. LSU 9.5. Can you count 10 wins? Or
they're saying Florida State's going to be the only game they lose. That's what CBS is saying. So in my opinion, I'm looking at the games and I'm like, okay, I don't know where they're getting to beat Alabama. At Alabama, just say, yeah, you're just going to beat Alabama. Nick Saban's he's been saying that he's pretty pissed off, and he's going to be fired up this season.
That's what they're telling me. They're telling me, you're sleeping on Alabama, and that's when they get you. And okay.
That's how the Giants. That's like the Big Show sneaking up on you. Like they don't happen. Or like the Kane.
Right. I'm going to root for Mississippi State because the Pirate passed away, and I hope they can get 7 wins. I don't know how they're going to do it. They weren't very good, but your coach passed, and going to be a lot of memories and things like that. It's going to be a tough year for them to get through. So good luck to Mississippi State. Missouri 6.5. Ole Miss. So see, Lane Kiffin is a dude that has bounced from job to job. He's gotten checks everywhere he's gone. I ain't mad at him for getting checks, but he said some really salty things about the transfer portal and NIL, college football being in a bad place. So now I kind of hope you lose because you bothered me now. You were fine before, and now you're bothering me. So, yeah, but that's Mike's boy. Mike likes Lane, and we'll see what happens. What do you think, Will?
They beat all the teams that are like, on brand, like off brand. Like they lose to like Alabama, LSU, Georgia, the big names. Then you beat like Georgia Tech, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, and even
Arkansas
like Texas
might not be a pushover this
year. Exactly. So, I'm going to say the under 7 wins.
I might take that one just because I didn't like how he talked about it. Now, see, South Carolina, as you know, fans, for those who listen, I was on South Carolina all year last year, and they got me that win at the end over Clemson. I don't know if I'm going to be that way again with Spencer Rattler and Baby Beamer. I'm not rolling the dice because I believe it was 6.5 last year too. So
yeah, it's crazy though.
No, thank you.
I can't trust that kid, man. He's not it. Like they try to hype him up, he's just not it. Give me. I'm not taking under. No.
All right, now Tennessee is the one that they talk about. They said Tennessee's got it. Their quarterback is like a generational talent or something. Mm-hmm. Can you count 10 though?
Yeah.
Where we count 10?
Yeah. Virginia.
Yes.
Austin, PA.
2.
They're gonna be Florida.
3.
UTSA.
Ooh.
That's San Antonio.
I know.
For our listeners. Yeah.
Listeners.
South Cackalack.
5.
Texas A&M. UConn.
7. We're at 7.
Missouri.
8.
Vanderbilt.
9.
And Kentucky.
10. Yep, you got me. All right, we're gonna put down on Tennessee. Speaking of rolling the dice, Texas A&M 7.5, but they don't have 7.5 talent. What is the deal? And that buyout is large, so that guy still got job security because I'm not paying that buyout, even though they tell me they find money in Texas. I don't know if you're going to find that much money.
Yeah.
What do you think about Texas A&M?
Texas A&M, they keep moving the line. First they had 8.5 like a month ago, and then everyone said under, and now it's 7.5, and you're saying the same thing. So man, give me the under. Hey, come on, you got me. I don't got it. I don't think they got it. I think Jimbo Fisher is just, you brought in Bobby Petrino, just
don't ride motorcycles, Will.
Yeah, they're just two guys who are just old, making money, not really focused on what they used to be. They're antiquated. I don't know how they get the team excited anymore, so we'll see. But give me the under.
Yeah, that's possible, out of spite. And Vanderbilt's 3.5. I can't count 4.
They would have to beat like Auburn and Mississippi State. But it's everything else is like, it's tough.
All right, fans. So in segment 2, we're going to talk about the major storylines. I just can't count 4. We'll be right back on the Hot Coaches Podcast.
The high school and college academic and athletic landscape is changing. The growing number of college transfers, as well as student athletes being able to profit off the use of their name, image, and likeness, has given student athletes the freedom and power to make life-changing decisions. That is why it is important for student athletes to be properly informed throughout the decision-making process. The difference between success and failure is often measured not by yards, but by inches, and even the most successful coaches and players use outside independent consultants to help improve their decision-making, which improves their results. That is what the CKA SAVE project would like to do for student athletes across the country, improve their academic and athletic results. Our academic and athletic consulting services assist student athletes with the college decision-making process. The CKA team of former high school and college coaches can provide student athletes an independent assessment of their academic and athletic skills to assist student athletes in their college decision-making process. Let the CKA team evaluate your academic and athletic ability to assist you in finding the right fit for your academic and athletic career. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free virtual consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the iCoaches Podcast. And in segment 2, major storylines for the SEC. So the first one is, can Georgia three-peat? Talent-wise, yes. Schedule-wise, yes. Distraction-wise, no. They will be the heel, Will. Do they have the inside, to quote Bret Hart, to be that hated? What do you think, sir?
I think it just happens, man. They're just so good now. It just naturally happens. When your only opponent is, the Highway State Police, if that's really the path that's going to stop you to the championship. But it's hard it's hard because, college football is a little different. There's for some reason people love greatness and they love it and they'll stick with it. Like, Alabama fans out of nowhere, mostly because of the players. But yeah, I don't think they'll be hated. I think people hated more Nick Saban than they do Kirby Smart. I just think people don't like him. I think it's a personal thing, and I don't know what I don't know what it is, but they just don't like. I don't think they like Nick Saban, period. So everyone hates on him.
All right. Speaking of Nick Saban, will Alabama bounce back? They've got Texas on the schedule. They got Tennessee on the schedule. They got LSU. Somebody gonna get you, right? What do you think?
It's hard. I don't know if Texas is going to be. It's going to be hard for Texas to get it. It's going to be hard for Tennessee because Tennessee is coming back for some get back. They need a little bit. They ain't coming, like you said. They got a little chip on their shoulder. It's not going to be easy like they did last year, and it wasn't like they ran away with it. It was a high scoring kind of game. LSU is going to be interesting. I want to see. Are they going to punch LSU in the mouth? They had a rough team last year. We'll see, but it's hard for me to say. I don't think all three can get them. I think it's going to be Georgia, Alabama, and Georgia's going to be like, hey, we're better than you. So take that. And that's
I'm in the minority. I think it's over. And they're in U.S. title, intercontinental title land now. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Straight data, no feelings, no emotions. But we'll move on. So who are the teams that are next in line? I would say Tennessee, but man, when that light is on you and that spotlight and the expectation for you to win is there, that's when they get you. You also got Auburn, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M based on talent to be the next team up. Who, in your opinion, are the teams next in line?
Those four was just it. Being a Florida fan, I don't really see the light right now. So
maybe next year if Billy can stay.
Hard to believe. We'll see. I think LSU is kind of resurging back to where they were. I know it's tough. They won a championship like 2 years ago. Recently, I'll just say recently.
Yeah, with the Joe Burrow team.
Yeah. And then they had a really tough season, and their coach got fired, and they kind of restructure kind of things. So I think LSU will be fine. They'll come back. They'll I think there's another team that you want to throw into the next in line as start bringing teams back in. Just because, because it's always like guys that come to the NFL, Justin Jefferson, Burrow, and those are the kids saw them growing up. So LSU could be the next in that group. So I just want to add LSU with those other four teams.
All right. And then off-field problems lead to on-field distractions. You got Georgia Highway Patrol. You got the Georgia driving issue. And somebody going to do a story on that this year. Somebody is. And it's going to not go away. Mm-hmm. You got the NIL piece, and everybody's talking about it, and they're trying to get Congress involved. And that story's not going to go away because you got early signing day. That's not going away. And then Texas and Oklahoma are coming. And if they have great seasons in the Big 12, not good seasons, great seasons. And then you have these bowl matchups. Now maybe you got something. What do you think, sir?
I think people are forgetting that Texas and Oklahoma have a winning record against SEC teams. I'm pretty sure about that. I think I read that. I looked for that statistic over a way. But I'm pretty sure that there are. Yeah, it's exciting, man. I mean, let the best play the best, man. If you're talking trash, then you need to go against the best, man. How do you be the man? You gotta
beat the man.
Exactly. And Georgia, Alabama are the beat the man. So you got to go see them. It'll validate the fan base. It'll get everything going. I think it's great, man. I think it'll get kind of like electricity for college football, because it's definitely going to shift the college football playoff, because now you have to look at schedules and different things and who's playing who, and it's not going to be a cupcake schedule like anymore. So adding Texas to Oklahoma is just going to make it harder. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited, man. Georgia driving, they've had an issue for the last 3 years on driving. It's just the last 2 that we've heard about.
All right, so in segment 3, fans, we're going to make predictions. We'll see what's what on the iCoaches podcast.
The reviews are in for Dr. Keith Adams' book, Finding the Balance, My Personal Journey to Academic and Athletic Success. College professor and student-athlete academic expert Dr. Lisa Rubin said, "There is nothing out there like this book, so I do hope people will pay attention and give it a read." Former George Mason standout Folarin Campbell said, "Consider this book an opportunity to work directly with Dr. Adams, just like I did. I assure you that there will be something you can take away that will be useful to you throughout your personal journey." Ryan Waite, a recent college graduate who is a software engineer, said, "I like how the book is based on research, which makes it good for general students as well as student athletes." The book serves as both a memoir to Dr. Adams' 30-year academic and athletic career, as well as an instructional guide to assist student athletes, parents, coaches, teachers, and administrators navigate through the challenges of finding a better balance between academic and athletic success. The book includes over 15 personal stories and anecdotes from Dr. Adams, along with numerous former players and colleagues from a variety of sports and endeavors. You can order your copy at www.ckasaveproject.org. From the main page, simply click CKA Save Project Services and order the Find the Balance book. For more information, contact Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the iCoaches podcast. In segment 3, we're going to make predictions on the SEC. Who's going to win? Georgia's going to win. I can't see anybody beating Georgia. That is some cakes on top of cakes on top of cakes. That's like a 7-layer cupcake schedule outside of Tennessee. So, I don't even know when that Tennessee game is, but that's going to be something. In terms of bowl teams, it's better to probably tell you who's not going and who's going, but we're going to tell you who's going. Alabama's bowling. Arkansas, Auburn, Florida will get the bowl, sir. They're going to get that 6th win.
They need it.
Georgia, Kentucky, LSU, Mississippi State, Missouri, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas A&M all will make bowls. And I only have one CFP team coming. Georgia will play and be one of those 4 teams in the CFP. What say you, sir?
Only other team that has a chance is Alabama. Only other chance. And they would have to be 12-1.
They're not.
So, it's going to be.
And I can hear Nick Saban now. If those teams played our conference schedule, they wouldn't be insert whatever. It's not the rules, man. The rules are Michigan's going to probably have 1 loss. Ohio State's probably going to have 1 loss. Georgia's going to have no losses. And there's going to be some random team with 1 loss or 2 losses. And Alabama will not have played in the SEC championship or something like that. And that's going to hold them back, and they'll be in a New Year's Day bowl. But that's kind of how I'm seeing it. We'll find out. So final thoughts, the best keep getting better. And again, the Big Ten might get in 2 teams because of a lack of depth in the Big Ten, which hurts the SEC. But this is the best conference in the country. 3:30 on Saturday is Bright Lights, Big City. So, Will, any final thoughts before we close out our annual preview?
I am very excited. I'm very excited, man. I hope we're wrong by a ton of things, and that'll surprise the hell out of me.
All right. So on behalf of my Captain for Life, Will Cotton, as well as our cavalcade of stars, I'm Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and or watching the Odd Coaches podcast. It's a preview of the SEC, and we will see you on the sidelines. Till next time, take care.
The Odd Coaches podcast is sponsored by the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project is an industry leader in providing student-athlete academic and athletic support. From assessing student-athletes' academic and athletic skills, to measuring and monitoring student-athlete academic progress, to improving student-athlete time management and organizational skills, the CKA Save Project provides wraparound services for student-athletes from middle school through college. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by emailing cka@ckasaveproject.org. We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday through Friday on most weeks. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach FRANCHIZE. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches podcast.